double T.
Yo, 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 Sonny Burnett and the place to be. Just got back out 2 weeks down in Florida, a week in Tampa, a week in Orlando. There's a quick vid showing one of my favorite routes that I take out in southwestern Orlando, a city and region of the city that I've been visiting for about 15 years. About 4 years ago, well, not about, 4 years ago, I got a Trico iron case bike carrier, and I've been shipping my bike down to my place here at Marriott Harbor Lake, and I've done a ton of riding in those 4 years, and it's just invaluable. I couldn't imagine going down there without it. So this is a route I developed 4 years ago, and I have to kind of relearn it and remember the turns, etc. I've got a couple variations of it. This is the shortest one, which is 8 miles, and I've got like a 10-mile variation and about a 14-mile variation. So here I am leaving the property, headed out to Westwood Boulevard. Is Westwood a boulevard? I'm not sure. So like I said, this is the far southwest outskirts of Orlando, very close to SeaWorld, which ironically I have yet to visit, even though I'm a quarter mile away or a half mile away in 15 years. So the roads out here are absolutely beautiful, as you can see. A far cry from most of the roads that I'm forced to deal with back at home. And the weather, you have the weather to match it. So here we are a little bit further north on Westwood, north of Central Florida Parkway, coming up on the outskirts of the Orange County Convention Center. We have the west entrance right up here. Taking this route at night's scary because there's no street lights in this exact section you see right here, and it is super pitch black. But of course, don't have that problem during the day. So we roll right through that red light. Very little traffic on a good portion of this route. Well, here's where it gets a little bit dicey. So here we are at International Drive. This is difficult because you have entrance and exit ramps to highways. So you got to be careful where you ride. I can't go to the far right here because they're merging, and then there's another entrance ramp on the other side of this viaduct. So you got to ride in the middle of the road, and you're going to get a couple horns, and people think you don't know what you're doing, and it's like, well, I don't plan on biking on 528 today, so yeah, I'm going to ride here in the middle of the road. Once I get past this turn lane here, I can scoot back over again. And then things are much less dicey. So just going north on I Drive, headed towards Universal. Again, is that a boulevard? Universal Boulevard? Not sure. But this is pretty simple riding. A little bit of traffic, but there's, and I think the speed limit's only 30 or 35. And you just got more of the really huge convention center complex and hotels that serve it, etc. That guy buzzed me a little bit. That was rude. You got some lights, but most of the time they're going to be green for you on iDrive, or quite honestly, you can just roll right through them because there's no traffic, very little cross traffic. There's an iDrive bus. You have to wrangle with not only them, but also the Lynx, the local bus. So here we are getting into one of my favorite stretches of the road. Turn on Universal here. And my God, is this beautiful or what? This is so flat, so smooth, no traffic, palm trees, sun. I really don't know what else someone might want. It was probably mid to high 80s, no wind, just beautiful. And you just put your hands in the drops and just go. You're not going to need to touch the brakes for a couple miles. Maybe not a couple. I'm not sure how far it is. I'm going to eventually turn right and start heading back south again. I'm going to guess it's at least a mile and a half. And again, you just see more and more signs for the convention center. I'm kind of weaving through the whole compound. So this is a trade show My God, I'm going to say it again. Boulevard, I believe. Anyways, street's called Trade Show, and this is a Strava segment that I have been fighting with for 4 years. I'm currently 5th out of, I don't know, 60 or 70, and I cannot seem to better my time by even a second anymore. I think my average for my personal record is like 22 miles an hour for this entire stretch of a half mile or so. And I can't figure out where I can shave another second off, and man, do I try every time I go through here. Again, it's so extremely flat, no traffic, perfect or near perfect surface, the road. And yeah, you can see I'm really moving here. And this was probably not like a great run for me. It was still fast, but man, I commend the 4 souls that are ahead of me, or however many there are. So here's Destination Parkway coming up. See, this was tough. This was my first time of 2018 hitting this route up again, so I had to find an old Strava activity and glance at the route to get the turns down. But like, my pacing on here is difficult because I use landmarks to know how far along I am, and that's the Strava activity is not going to tell you that this street sign is halfway through, or this light pole is 3/4 of the way through. So I actually started to slow down for a minute there because I was sure I was coming to the end, but alas, no, I was not. Here's Destination Parkway. There's a real big Lynx bus turnaround there. So this is even dicier than before. Now we're going back on I Drive, and we're going to encounter the same exit and entrance ramps, but in the opposite direction. So I just blew it here. I totally screwed up. Again, the Strava activity is not going to tell me where to put my bike. So when I was going north, I had to scoot over a lane because the far right lane was an entrance ramp. Well, here it looks like it is, but it is not. And I remembered right around now, oh no, I'm riding in the middle of the road, but I couldn't get back over again because I got cars all around me. So they gave me a couple beeps, which I deserved. But again, it's been 12 months since I rode through here, and in my effort to be prudent, I blew it. So I did this route a couple more times throughout the week and did not make that same mistake again. Thank God. See, I'm dying to get over now. Get the hell out of there. So here we're back at Westwood, but we go right through it. Traffic's backed up a little bit. I'm not going to be dealing with that, so we'll weave through the gutter. This is Sea Harbor Drive, which, yes, takes you right through SeaWorld, and another just great piece of earth to ride a bicycle in. Very smooth, very flat. Beautiful, clean asphalt. Look at that sky. Look at the foliage. What else do you want, people? I don't want anything else. And again, this is where you could almost do it with your eyes closed because you're not going to encounter anything. The quote-unquote traffic you see here is about as bad as it gets, and after this, I'm not even going to see anyone else. So you just go as hard as you want. Okay, so here we are back on Westwood now. Headed back south towards the property. And again, great piece of land, hands in the drops, and just go. Don't need to navigate anything. Don't need to keep your head on a swivel as much as you might in other situations. Speed limit is 40 or 45 here, but generally there's so few cars, it's not an issue. There's my right-hand turn lane. Turn back into Harbor Lake. Get back onto the cobblestones, and off we go. So, thought I'd take you up into my building 14. Stayed there for 15 weeks of my life. And here we go. Had Villa 1440 this year, which was way at the end of the hallway. Great time. Did about 60 miles throughout the week, in between drinking a ton of beer and eating like a sailor on shore leave, and swimming in the pool, sitting in a hot tub, and just having a great time. Look forward to it every year. So that's it, people. Hope you get to go down to O-Town and do a showdown on your own at some point in the future, because it's something special down there. I haven't been everywhere, but man, it's nice. So Keep your head up. Keep it on 2. Stay upright. Sonny Burnett signing off.